Hello, I'm Cynthia Zimmer, Kern County's District Attorney. After the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I, like many others, took time to reflect upon the role that Justice Ginsburg played on the nation's highest court. During her 27 years on the Supreme Court, Justice Ginsburg's opinions placed her among the more liberally minded justices, and she often wrote dissenting opinions that reflected her views on a wide range of issues. While I respect and pay tribute to Justice Ginsburg's public service, I also acknowledge that there have been opinions where I have not always agreed with the justice. For example, as district attorney, I am in the business of ensuring that criminals are properly caught and convicted. The decisions of the Supreme Court can have a direct impact on my ability to carry out the mission of my office and to hold the guilty accountable. One example where I did not see eye to eye with Justice Ginsburg was her dissenting opinion in Herring versus United States. That case involved the application of the exclusionary rule, which is a rule developed by the Supreme Court that requires exclusion of evidence in a criminal trial if the evidence was collected by a police officer, clearly violating a person's Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable searches and seizures. The exclusionary rule has always been controversial because at its core, it results in a trial where all the relevant evidence is not shown to the jury. The exclusionary rule was established as a measure to prevent police misconduct by denying the state the benefit of evidence obtained in a clearly unlawful manner. While I disagree on the expansion of the exclusionary rule in situations that would impede presenting the truth and holding criminals accountable, one area I found common ground with Justice Ginsburg was her understanding of the historic and unique challenges faced by women in the workplace. In Ledbetter versus Goodyear, a case decided in 2007, Justice Ginsburg wrote a dissenting opinion that showed her understanding of the unique challenges faced by women in the workplace. The case centered around Lilly Ledbetter, a female manager at Goodyear for over 20 years. After her retirement, she took action against the company because her pay was less than men who performed equal work. Ledbetter convinced a jury that not only her pay less than men, but also the discrepancy was because of Goodyear's discrimination against women in violation of the Civil Rights Act. Ledbetter's pay was adjusted every year she worked at the company, and the persistent pay differences accumulated over the years. The Supreme Court ultimately ruled that most of Ledbetter's claims for compensation were prohibited because she did not file a complaint and lawsuit every single year that her pay was adjusted. Justice Ginsburg's dissent pointed out the reality of pay discrepancy cases, which is that small injustices may not seem cause for a federal case, particularly for a woman who is trying to succeed in a non-traditional job who doesn't want to make waves. Justice Ginsburg acknowledged that the injustices in pay disparity cases are best addressed all at once, rather than requiring persistent lawsuits about the issue. While Justice Ginsburg did not convince the majority of justices in the Ledbetter case, her dissent pointed out to Congress the problem with the statute that served to block most of Ledbetter's claims. 2 years later, the Congress responded by passing the Lilly Ledbetter Act, which changed the law in the manner Justice Ginsburg suggested in her dissent. The result ensured that women who faced gender discrimination and unequal pay have the opportunity for their day in court to address historical practices like Ledbetter's case result in unequal treatment in the workplace. Justice Ginsburg was a powerful voice for women's equality and served an important role on the court in ensuring that equality issues were given a full opportunity to be heard. While I did not agree with all of her judicial philosophies, Justice Ginsburg always treated litigants, other members of the court, and those who did not fully agree with her with decency and respect. For that and her decades of public service, I am grateful.